Hi, heathens. I can only use one hand right now because there is an Athena and she's being incredibly needy. So I'm having to keep petting her so that she can control her wiggles and stop knocking stuff off the desk. Today's video, when we were going through, I think it was my, come here, you good girl. I think it was my indie makeup video. Sorry. I had used my eyebrow pencil from Italia Deluxe, and it got me thinking, like, I don't really see a lot of them, so I was like, let me check out their website and see, like, how affordable they are as a whole. And they were having, like, this huge clearance sale, so we have a little haul from Italia Deluxe, and I don't know how exactly they packaged everything, because I did get a good bit, but the box seems pretty big. So while I guess Athena sits in my lap and makes biscuits, we are going to do an unboxing. I don't know, like I said, how everything is packaged in here, or if they have my receipt or packing slip that shows what all I got, because I want to say, and I could be getting this mixed up with a future video, so, little mini spoiler alert maybe. I can't remember if it was Italia Deluxe or another brand that I am getting a few things from. One of them had a mystery box, and y'all know, if you tell me that something is a mystery box, I'm there for it, okay? Especially when it comes to, like, makeup and stuff. Oops. Sorry, Bean, did I hit you in the... I hit her with my finger as I was bringing it down, and forgot to even cut the top of the box. But, y'all know, I'm a sucker for a good mystery box, and I don't remember if they had one or if it was just the other brand. So let's see. Okay, cool. They do have... Alright, I'm looking, seeing if anything. Okay, I did get a mystery lip box. That's what it is. So if it is going to be packaged separately, I'll know which one it is. If not, once we go through everything, I'm going to have to compare it to the sheet and see what was the mystery. Let's give you a sneak peek. Most of it is loose in here. So, a lot of lip products. Didn't really realize that. Okay, let's get, I'm going to try to put this somewhere on the desk. That's not going to work. What about right here? Is that going to hold itself? No. What about this? Okay. That is holding itself. So first thing in here, we have a box set of the Thirsty Pout Spicy. It is a high shine gloss. The shade names, I don't know what order, but it has them listed on the back. So they're Orgasm, Popsicle, Marvelous, and Femme Fatale. If I had to guess, they go this way, because I'm assuming that would be the Marvelous shade. We're going to put these to the side. There's obviously a lot of lip products, so we might wind up trying those. They might be for another video. And put my mirror behind me. Next in here is, oh, this is a weird packaging. Okay, so this is the, oh, no, it's not. Okay, hear me out real quick. I thought this was another lipstick, right? So I'm holding it like this, thinking this is the lid, and I'm like, man, that is weird packaging to have a big square lid, and then, you know, I'm assuming black lipstick or whatever. So I was like, okay, Killer Cover, All Day Matte Finish, foundation stick. This is how it's supposed to be held. I got Natural Ivory. Let's see. Oh, I think that'll be fine. Okay. we might do foundation. I'm going to kind of leave that there and see if it oxidizes. Get a up close view. It really looks like I have a double chin in this video. We also have something the same shape, so I'm going to guess I got 2 shades. Okay, yeah, so I got that one, which is Natural Ivory, and then I got this one, which is just natural. So I got shades 1 and 2. So we'll put this one right beside that one and see which one is a better match. I guess I couldn't tell when I was looking. I'm gonna say the first one. But this might actually be worth using to like contour a bit. But now that I do have them both on my face, I'm going to wipe them off. And I'm going to use this one as a like mock contour real quick. And then we will do foundation later. And use the other one as an actual foundation. But we'll let this kind of sit for a bit. Next we have the Italia Deluxe Mousse Matte Lipstick. This is the shade Stiletto Red. A lot of these lipsticks, by the way, were like $1, $2. They were not expensive. And granted, yes, most of them were on sale, but still worth mentioning because they're not that expensive prior to the sale. So these have like that flat, round applicator, or I guess application area. Very pretty. Very nice red. It's like a soft pinky red, but not like overly pinky. You know what I mean? Next, we have, oh, another Thirsty Pout, but this is not part of that collection. So this is the Thirsty Pout in Crystal. So let's try this one, and we'll go ahead and put it on. I have nothing on my lips, so they need a little moisture anyway. This has a really big applicator, which I like a lot. It's got almost a cinnamony smell. Cinnamony. It smells kind of like cinnamon. And they are it smells kind of like cinnamon, and they are called Thirsty Pout. I don't know if they're supposed to be plumping. It just says High Shine Lip Gloss. So, let's see. Quite a bit comes out on the doe foot, which is really nice. If the rest of them are like that, you do not need to dip back in to completely cover both lips. And for someone who even has fuller lips than I do, I don't think you would need to either, unless you just wanted it to be a much thicker layer. But that feels really nice. It's not sticky, not slippery. Ooh, we have a liquid blush. This is the Cheeky Baby liquid blush in the shade 5 Honey. Let's put that over here. Ooh. Okay, box is not going to stay where it is. So, we are going to take out some of the items. Ooh, they did! Okay, sounds like maybe more than one thing in there though. We have a palette, I think almost everything left in here is lip products. What is wrong with me? Okay, we have Viviendo La Fruta Loca, which is refreshing lip oil bundle. Why are these words so hard for me to say right now? We have watermelon, mango, strawberry, and lemon. These look really cute. I'm going to put them to the side because everything else down here is like loose. So we're going to kind of pull them out one by one And then what I think I'm going to use for the look, I'll put over here. Is this also... Ooh, this one is plumping. Okay, so this is called the Fill-In Thirsty, and it is a plumping gloss, and this shade is Enchanted. Let's see if I can show you, like, the sparkle. So I will take this lip gloss off and try that one at the end, or if there's another shade of the plumping, I might use it. We'll see what we've got. I also have a shifting gloss in Thirsty. I have, looks like maybe 3 of these. Yeah. So we have the shade Moonlight, Peppermint, and Raindrops. So it looks like they're all supposed to, I guess, start as one color and then maybe per pH levels. It does say all of them have a plumping sensation. So we're going to try one of these on my hand and see if we can see the shift, because I don't necessarily want to put it on my lips yet because I'm enjoying this lip gloss. So this is the, like, clicky style pen where you just do-do-do to get it to start to come out. Doesn't really smell like peppermint. Thirsty shifting gloss. Let's... it just looks like clear. It does have a bit of a reflect, but I'm not personally, I might watch this back and change my tune, but I'm not personally seeing like a blue to pink shift, which is kind of what the lid made it seem like it was going to be. We also have another matte mousse in the shade Osito, which looks like it's going to be a lovely brown. Put that over here. Put those over there. Another from that Mousse Matte collection in the shade Gypsy, which is going to be a nice purple. We have a Luster Matte liquid lipstick in shade 12 OMG, which looks like it's also going to be a purple. This is the first liquid lipstick, so let's try it. We're going to swatch it on my hand. It's got a smaller doe foot, which for liquid lips, I get it, but kind of smells like gummy bears, which is very random. It's a very nice color, though. And then we have 3 more things down in here. So we have another Luster Matte liquid lipstick in Goth Girl. It is a purple. We have a Matte to Last Smooth Suede Lip Cream in Rebel, which is purple. I guess I was on a purple kick here. And then, oh, this is so cute. Okay, hold on. I don't think it's one of these either. It's a free gift. Free gift. It is the Thirsty Pout High Shine in the shade Nudist, which is not one of these. So that's really cool. I love that. Okay. Now, let's get into what alright, the mystery box. It doesn't have prices on here, which is unfortunate. It just shows what I got. So it says that it will have 3 to 4 items. So no wonder it sounds like it's more than one, because it's supposed to be. Get the knife back out because it is sealed. I am 90% sure that it did have a disclaimer that you're likely to receive duplicates, and obviously I don't expect them to sit here and watch everything I'm purchasing so that I don't get one of those. So if it happens, it happens. That's just the risk you run sometimes, getting a mystery box from anywhere. Oh, okay, so right off the bat, I'm intrigued because we have what looks like an ice cream scoop. It sure is. It is a Scoop Me Up Strawberry Swirl Lip Balm. That's cute. Okay. We'll see how that works. And then, so we have 4 items. Ugh, that squeak was bad. One is really bright. It is a Diamond Shine lip gloss in the shade 10. It's very, very pink and sparkly. We have a, To Die For lip tint, and it's in the shade Lethal, which looks like it's going to be black. That's very exciting. And then we have a Lush Lips Super Stain Gloss Stick in the shade Poppy Pink. So, all in all, really exciting mysteries. Now let's get over to the palettes real quick so that we can move on to a potential, I'm not going to say full face, but where we try on the other things. I'm telling you, I gotta start working out or something again, because getting beat by bubble wrap is not exactly the coolest thing. Just saying. So I have a palette here called Wanderlust. Ooh, it's got some really pretty colors in it. Don't really know what my vibe was here. Maybe I just wanted to try some out and these were on sale or something, because it's a gorgeous palette, but I don't necessarily understand the color story, but that's okay. I don't need to. I'm going to swatch a couple shades real quick though. Let's swatch Seven Wonders, Wild Heart, which is like that strange glitter. I really like the texture of it though. Cancun, which is a shimmer, and then First Class, which looks like it's maybe a creamy glitter. Alright. Ooh, that glitter that I like the texture of is very pretty. Also, that like purpley matte is almost completely dried down on my hand. So it's those two and then these two. That's the nice textured glitter. Very, very pretty. And then, okay, this one looks like it has 2 in it, which makes sense, because I thought I remembered seeing 3 palettes on there. Embarrassing! I need to have some scissors at my desk too, other than just this knife, because it's great for puncturing, but I feel like this would have been easier opened if I could have cut through the tape, you know, with scissors or something. Ugh. Okay. Dude, do they have them taped in here? Okay. I'll show you both of them when I get them both out, so I can be done with the bubble wrap. Alright, I have Sinful Eyes Roleplay, which on the back has a color story. Looks like it's going to be more of a neutral palette. And then Euphoria, which says it has 14 euphoric colors. It's also a relatively neutral palette, but the shade Dreamy, which I did notice on the back as well, has stars in it. So I don't know how that would apply. Okay, hold on. I'm going to open this one too, so that I can kind of compare the color stories, since they are both neutrals, it seems, and see which one I want to use. Are you kidding me? There we go. This one's kind of giving me like ABH vibes. I think I want to go for this one. Yeah. I was thinking, sorry. I am going to go for this one. It does not have a mirror, so I'm going to be using my Casper mirror. And first, I'm going to go in with Striptease down here. and then go into Hot and Bothered right beside it. And then depending on how those go, I will choose what shimmer I want to use, because these might be finger shimmers, they might be brush shimmers. Let's get a fluffy brush. This one's kind of small, so I'm going to dip first into Striptease. It looks like it does still have a bit of shimmer in it, so it's not a full matte, but I think it's matte enough to be the first shade. But if everything after this goes downhill, we will take it off and assume that it's this shade. I usually do not use an eye primer when I'm trying out a new palette or new brand especially, because I want to see just how it performs. I'm going to now go into Hot and Bothered, which is the shade right beside that. And I'm just, not a lot of kickback, but I'm loading up the brush and then tapping a little bit off. And I'm going to take this one all the way across, but focusing on the outer half. So far, so good. As far as pigment goes, bring that under the eye. And then same thing on the other side. Get a little bit more. I think this palette so far would actually be really good for someone who's a little less familiar with using eyeshadow, because the pigment is there, but so far on neither of those has it been like crazy overwhelming or hard to blend out. And I think it blended pretty good. So I think this would be a good like starting palette for someone. Let's try Pure Pleasure as the shimmer, and I am going to use my finger first. Feels like it could go either way. Excuse me. It feels like it might be one of those textures that's going to stick to my finger. Yeah. Didn't get a whole lot on the lid, so what I'm going to do is same thing on the other side just to even them out, and then we're going to try that again with a brush and some setting spray. So let's get a flat brush. We're going to pick up some of this shade Pure Pleasure, and then we are gonna give it a spritz, and then go back into application, see if that makes a difference. Yes. I don't know if all of the shimmers in this palette are going to be like this, but this one definitely works better with a brush and setting spray. I did dip back in for this eye, but did not add more setting spray. Okay, we have eyes done. We're going to jump over to foundation. So I have that slightly darker one as a contour, and I'm going to work this one around it. I need a slightly dense foundation brush. I find those work best. I don't know how anyone uses a sponge for stick foundation. I'm obviously doing something wrong, because plenty of people do. but I have never understood how. That has never worked for me. It just winds up feeling and looking silly. Like, you can tell I'm trying, but it looks like I'm not really trying. I don't know how else to explain it without showing y'all one day. I do not have a wet sponge in here right now, though. So, we'll have to show that another day. But maybe some of y'all have that same issue and already know exactly what I'm talking about. I just find that stick foundations and dense kabuki brushes, or like any dense flat top style brush, works the best. This is probably my favorite for those, and it's a Believe Beauty brush, which was the Dollar General brand that, from what I understand, is being discontinued, and makes me very sad because they actually had really, really good products and really, really good brushes. But that's just how it goes, especially for, you know, unfortunately, a very affordable makeup brand. I feel like they probably just couldn't continue putting it out for the cost they were putting it out for. Or, you know, hell, maybe it was never meant to last long. Could have been one of those things. Got it about completely blended out. It's really nice, actually. Like, it's like melting into my skin really well. It's not sitting on top of the skin. It's not looking patchy. The real test now is going to be to see how this blush works over it. It is a liquid blush, and like I said, it is in the shade Honey. Let's see if we can open it. I'm having a hard time getting my nail under where I'm supposed to pull at the perforated part. So I'm trying to just scratch at it. Which is also, oh, here we go. About to say not that effective. But I finally got it. Just enough. Alright, let's see what this doe foot looks like. Flat. Not my favorite for blushes, because I prefer, like, having a round bit. It's a weird thing to say, but, you know. Alright, I don't know how pigmented this is going to be, or if I should use my hand or a brush. So I'm going to try a brush first. This is my normal blush brush. Okay, so not bad with a brush. I feel like a smaller brush would work better, because I feel like I could get it to move around a little quicker. But that's a really nice color. Okay, so, and those little dots did that. So I'm going to try to do the same thing more or less on the other side. I just realized I didn't get a highlighter. That is so not like me. Like I said, I know I did spend a lot of time in their clearance section. So it could just be they didn't have any on clearance, and then the things that I did get not on clearance were just too eye-grabbing, or maybe there was a little ad for them off to the side. I have no idea. But I'm very surprised with myself that I don't have a highlighter to try. Especially since I do have a blush. Okay. But I do really, really like that. Okay, that's very pretty. Let me try to clean off my hand real quick and see, just to swipe, how everything goes. Okay, so some of the eyeshadow stayed, the pink stayed, and most of that purpley shade stayed. But once I give a little rub, pretty much everything except the purple comes off fine. Alright, which one of these is our plumper? It's not that one. Not that one. Oh, is it this one? Yes, Fill In Thirsty Plumping Gloss. Okay. We have essentially nothing on the lips now. Wonder if it's gonna have the same kind of dough foot. Looks like it. Yeah. Whoo! That one you can get like that menthol smell. You know it's gonna be spicy. The first one wasn't, for the record. Even though it did have a slightly cinnamon smell. Why are these words so hard? Okay. Let's see. Not sticky. It's not doing the little gluey thing. It definitely feels plumpy. I don't know that it has done any plumping yet, but let's set the face. And then that is it. Let me know what y'all think about the haul. Let me know if you've tried this brand and if you're excited to see any of the other products in use. I will say I am excited to try this Euphoria palette because I really want to see how dreamy swatches with those stars and this shade Induced. I really want to see how it looks because it looks like it's going to be this gorgeous purple with pink sparkles. But it might also be a brush shade, in which case some of that may not show up the same. So, let me know your thoughts down below. This video was incredibly long, so thank you so much for sticking around if you did. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to see more of my content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.